live now. That look good. That look good. Okay, shalom. Alright, first off, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Honors to our big brothers, the elders of GMS. And greetings and salutations to the brothers in this country and all over the world who are prophesying in the name of the Heavenly Father in truth, which is Yahweh, Yahawashi, not God or Christ. Okay? So as you can see with the title, we're on GMS Living Waters. All right, and this title reads, the Lord Yahawashi will be making his appearance soon. Something to that effect. I think that's what the title is. And basically, we're inspired by Apostle Aramla. He just did a show. I'm sorry, what was it? His show called again?
Who are these in the clouds?
Apostle Aramla just did a show through the Spirit called Who Are These That Fly as a Cloud, I believe. Right? Yeah. Who are these that fly as a cloud? Basically, just talk about the chariots and the comeback of the Lord. So we're just gonna piggyback off that and right off that Apostle Spirit and do a show on that, basically, because like he was going through in the video, he was just going through that the chariots. They're gonna make more and more. Well, I'll say this, that the YouTube stoppage that was hit worldwide, okay, was due to, like the apostle brought out through the Spirit, was due to the chariots, was due to them shutting down the YouTube because there was reports of chariot sightings going right into the moon, and you could kind of clearly see these so-called UFO objects flying right into the moon. There's reports of that apostles bringing out. So the point is that the Lord, he's going to make more and more appearances very soon and make it very clear. And overall, he's going to make his big appearance. Okay? So the chariots, the Lord, the spiritual power, things more and more, the Lord will be showing his power and his presence. Okay? Let's see what we start off with. You have scripture in mind? I have one already. But you can get near the wind believe, and you can get well, you can start with Isaiah 19:1. That one. The burden.
Right. So here's Isaiah 19:1. It says, "The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud."
Yeah, right there. It's the burden of Egypt, and we all know that the scriptures always refer to America as Egypt. Okay.
Spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, it's known as Syria also. So it's not gonna. Yeah, excuse me. And Babylon, the ancient daughter of Babylon.
Yeah.
Okay, so America, it is in the scriptures, but it comes in it's in various names or titles. It's not gonna say America. It's gonna come and it's gonna say in other ways. Why to be a stumbling block? Because the whole Bible is written in a metaphoric, allegoric way.
So like my bad, we can see the comments. My bad. Brother just. So yeah, brothers just sent the comment board real quick. Yeah, so like the brothers going through through the Spirit saying that America, you're not gonna see America in the Bible, man, but you're gonna see the mother of harlots, like it says in Revelations. You're gonna see Babylon, because like we always say, that Babylon in the Hebrew means Babel, which means confusion, and we always bring out through the scripture, through the Spirit, that America's ways and philosophies, all right, they're confused, man. Period. Okay, they're the ones pushing out the theory of that flat Earth crap. Number one, look at the image of our Lord. Okay, they depict him as having a leopard skin. looking like someone out of a kiss band with long, stringy dog hair. All right. And then this America talks about there is no God and they preach evolution. So this place is confused, man. And again, look.
It says, the burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud.
Yeah, Salak. So yeah, the burden of Egypt, the Lord rode upon a swift cloud, and we always bring out the spirit that what the chariots of the Holy Scriptures, the chariots of the Bible, so-called UFOs, are always they refer to as clouds. When it goes to when you go to the first chapter of Acts, okay, when the Lord left, when he got beamed up after he rose back from the dead, what did it say next? He said it went back up. He went back up to a cloud. All right, and that cloud it represents the so-called UFOs that's in the scriptures. Okay, so he rideth upon a swift cloud. That's talking about the chariots, man. The same chariots of so-called UFOs that your government, the so-called white man, tries to hide from you. But again, backing off like we're doing through the spirit of Yahawashi off of the apostles around Lab show, telling you that what? That a lot of chariot sightings are going to come through soon. And it's going to be undeniable. Okay? It's going to be clear that the Most High is behind it. That's a lot.
This is Revelation 6 verse 2. It says, and I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And that's speaking of and that white horse, okay, is speaking about that chariot, man. Okay? And he that was on the white horse is speaking about our Lord, who the people ignorantly refer to as Jesus Christ. Okay? That's our Lord Yahawashi. Okay? And it refers to the chariot being a horse because a horse, it represents power. Okay? It represents strength and power. And you best believe the chariot that the Lord is going to come upon or ride upon, just like it said in Isaiah 19, okay, the chariot that the Lord is going to ride upon is going to be very strong and powerful, man. It's going to do a lot of damage.
Well, you already know where I'm going. I got Ezra 13. I'll just get that right now. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 1. I'll start from 1. It says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. It says, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that had moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that a man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
And that's speaking about the Lord when he makes his grand appearance, man, his second return, his second coming. So what are you churches speaking about when it is saying that the second coming of the Lord is going to be all nice and peaches and cream, and he's going to come and love everybody? If the Bible depicts the Lord returning, it being a very scary time, man. It tells you the righteous shall scarcely be saved, and then it referred to when he looked, it referred to his countenance being very scary, man. Okay, because when the Lord returns, there's going to be a lot of death in his hands. He's going to come. He's going to, just like it says he shall lift neither hand but he shall how's it refer to it? Basically, he's going to do a lot of killing with those spiritual powers and with those angels.
I think it's with the Daniel's will talk about. He shall neither lift his hand.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get that next. That's in Daniel's, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you. So it says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
Yeah, it was worded different. You know, I'm bad at quoting, but that's the point. He says, but basically, he through his commandment, he put a lot of people to death, because it depicts that in that movie with Tom Cruise, War of the Worlds. Okay, when those chariots, what did they do? They shot those laser beams in people and just totally disintegrated people. Okay, so that's how the Lord is going to return in that same fashion. Matter of fact, that's where they got the idea from. Majority of these movies, they get their ideas from the scriptures, man. Okay, I believe in 2nd Ezra 15 it says they shall be turned to powder, I believe, or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
the powder, the dust at my presence or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's, I think it's 15.
Eat the
If you
powder
could,
of my presence.
if you could find, I think it's early in 50. It might be 16, but I know it's one of those too, because the whole chapter, the whole book of Ezra is very prophetic, man. It speaks a lot about the last days, about the Lord's return, and how violent and how bloody and how much death is going to be on the planet Earth, man. Okay, and also how much death is going to be by the Lord's hands, man. The Lord is going to be responsible for, like I just said, He's going to be responsible for a lot of death, chaos, mayhem, and bloodshed, man. All right, and the Lord is going to come with thousands. It said thousands of angels. That's why when the Lord was on the cross, he told Pilate, "If this were my kingdom, my servants will fight." Okay, and he also said that all I have to do is call one legion of angels and take over this kingdom, man. Okay, but he understood at that time it wasn't the time yet, but the time for him to do his takeover is what is the time that we're approaching. Okay, okay, and that's the spirit of this lesson. The Lord is going to come. The Lord's second coming is very soon, and he's going to come with those chariots. That's why now you're seeing a lot of chariots now in the news and on social media and all over the internet. You're seeing a lot of sightings of chariots.
I got that scripture in
Correct.
Ezra.
Correct.
This is Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 8. The points in 11. It says, "The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?" Okay, which proves that what that America is that place Egypt. Because why? Because Egypt, what did Egypt receive back when the Most High was using Moses, was working through Moses to deliver the children of Israel out of Egypt? What did he do? Well, he used Moses to put plagues upon Egypt. They received plagues, 10 plagues to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
Which was what the all the firstborn were killed. All livestock, firstborn livestock, everything firstborn was dead.
Locust, locust.
Yeah, the locust plague,
Yeah,
frog plague.
the river was turned to blood.
The river was turned to blood plague. They're like 10 different plagues. Oh, when the Lord cast all darkness upon Egypt.
Yep.
When the darkness was so dark that you can feel the darkness. It was a thick darkness that you can't see. You can't see your hand right in front of your face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these are the plagues that was put upon Egypt, and this same plagues the Most High Yahawashi is going to do upon America, man, which is Egypt, and you see it now. Why? By the race riots, by the YouTube stopping, by I did a show the other day with Antifa, which is an anti-fascist group against the Patriot prayers. Sedition amongst men. So the plagues are happening in America soon, man, and much more. Okay, and the Lord's gonna just keep on rising up these plagues, make them more how should I say, just give them more fire to the fuel with these plagues. They're gonna get more intense, I should say. Okay.
Yeah, the Lord compares the prophecies as labor pains.
Yeah. See. Yep.
You know, I think it's in Ezra, and there's another one in the Bible. I think it's Isaiah, Thessalonians. It refers to these prophecies when they get closer and closer to the Lord's return. It compares it to labor pains. Now, if you know anything about a woman in labor, you know, she has her contractions. Her water breaks. She has her contractions, and then the sooner she gets to giving birth, those labor pains come harder and harder, man, and stronger. The same thing like these prophecies, man. Okay, you're gonna see it's gonna be a lot of it. That's why we always say from here on out it's just gonna go downhill. It's just gonna go worse and worse and worse. You know.
If you can find that, I forget what that is.
Okay.
If you can.
Yeah.
Okay, so continue. It says, "The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?" See, you know, all these lies that Esau does, they're just balloons in the air. That wasn't a chariot. That wasn't a UFO, you know? Or America's going to be great again, like what that Donald Trump got put in office for, off of that slogan. Or America's going to come back, or whatever fucking lie they're coming up with, the so-called white man and government. I'm talking about the nation of Edom. they're not going to bring back the plagues, man. They're not going to slow down any prophecies. They're not going to bring back the plagues, and it's not going to stop the destruction of America, man.
Yep.
Okay?
Like it says in Jeremiah, take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. Which we know, according to prophecy, there's no healing Babylon, man. Babylon is on its way out, you know?
Yep. It says, yeah. It says, and who is he that can drive them away? The answer is nobody, okay? It's a rhetorical question. It says, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? All right, so it tells you again right there that what there's fire involved, and what's that instrument of fire? None other than the ICBM nuclear missiles. All right, that's where you people got to put two and two together, man. Because again, these scriptures are very simple. You know, they're very simple to the elect or the people who understand. All right, you know, this is not a question of whether this is true or not to the men in the know, which are the elect. It's gonna happen, man. Period. All right, it's just you dummies, all right, you 2/3 and any other scoffers out there. The Lord's blinded you where you can't see this truth. Okay? Because that's obvious, man. All right. It says, "A fire shall go forth from his wrath." All right. And who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence.
So let me get Ezra when speaking about the plagues. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 37. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack." And those plagues are referring to those prophecies, man, which we believe are going to happen and are happening as we speak. You know, it says, as when a woman with child is in the 9th month, bringing forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
And you can say for right now, it said what? It said the 9th month, right? So you can consider this the 9th month of the birth of the destruction of America. You know, we in the last month of the birth of the destruction of America. If you want to make the analogy to that, you know what I mean? So you know, this is it. You know, the birth of the destruction, which is by way of the ICBM nuclear missiles, is coming to pass, man. And the birth pains, which is happening now, the martial law, well, the austerity measures, the gun control laws coming down. These are all plagues that are being put upon. Well, these are all things that are stirring it up, but these are all plagues.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah, that's good now. Says live. Says live. Alright, so like, little difficulty. Alright, yeah, so like, what was,
they were thinking, so you said the 9th month, so, I read the whole verse again. It says, "As when a woman with child in the 9th month, bringing forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment."
Yeah, and when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. And again, that child is what? The birth of the destruction of America, man. All right. So when you're pregnant, what happens? It's inevitable that once you get pregnant, that the child's gonna be born. You know. So same thing with this truth. You know, this prophecies is not gonna come to. They're gonna come to pass. They're not gonna slack. All right. And the destruction of America is coming to pass because the plagues are here already. And again, like we're seeing through the Spirit, they're just gonna enhance.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is all the sign of the Lord's comeback. Okay. You know, while people, like I did a video the other day, while IUIC and other dumb camps are doing videos on speedboats, okay, or talking about the RFID chip as a bargaining agreement, or living it up, or doing some stupid Israelite wedding in a church somewhere. All right, look, man, the plagues are coming to pass, and a true man of the Lord is going to bring these prophecies out, man. Because the Lord, it's here. He's coming out. He's coming now. We see it happening.
Yep.
That was it.
No, it says, verse 39, "Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side." Okay? So those plagues are what? Those prophecies, man. All right? Like the RFID chip, okay? That prophecy's here, but it still has to be implemented on a mass scale. Okay, but that prophecy's here already. The ICBM nuclear missiles. That prophecy is being fulfilled. It's
Yep.
here. It's created and it's ready to be used. That's how we know we're in the phase of those contractions. Like if 2,000 years ago, making a correlation, that's like the first month, and then all the way up to the time of the child being born, which is the end of prophecy before the Lord returns. That's the time that we're in now.
Well, that's a good analogy because 2,000 years ago, the Lord Yahawashi, he's called what was it called? Apocalyptic figure, which apocalyptic means the last days or the end. That's why when John the Baptist, when he saw the Lord come, he said, "Okay, my job is done.
Yep.
Now we know that the kingdom is near."
Yep.
All right. So yes, when the Lord came down and died for the nation of Israel, that was the first month of the doom of America, man.
Yep.
Okay. And that's a good point, man, because once the Lord came, we know that once he came and died for the nation of Israel, according to prophecy, he was going to come back as a lion. Okay, we in the times right now. Okay, we in the times right now.
Yeah, that was it. So
Okay.
I'll go back to Isaiah.
Okay.
So this is Isaiah 19:1. It says, "The burden of Egypt, which behold, the Lord rideth upon the swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt."
And we finished up in Ezra 13. Oh,
Ezra
no, I didn't.
13?
Right? Well, I
You was
guess
reading that? Oh,
yeah, to back up that point.
Right.
But whatever, right?
Well, you read it.
Yeah, we'll read. Yeah, we'll finish reading that. Yeah, because that Ezra 13 was just right backing up that one. So this is second Ezra 13. It says, and lo, there arose, second Ezra 13, verse 2. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds out of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved him a self. Let me read that again. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. Okay, so that was a point right there to show that when you go to Isaiah the 19th chapter, it said, read that part again.
It says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud."
Okay, so that's the point. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. Now, when you go to second Ezra chapter 13, verse 6, it says, "But I beheld, and lo, and I had graved him. He had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it." Okay. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not find. And that hill, it was talking about basically what Ezra saw. He had a vision and saw literally like the Lord riding on a big UFO or a big chariot. Okay, and basically it was so big that it looked like Rose bring out, it looked like an actual mountain. All right. Now Apostle Tahar just did a video a few weeks ago with the new revelation that we're all going to be delivered in one great big chariot, and he showed an aerial picture of the chariot from outer space, and it basically looked like this chariot looked like an actual continent, man. Yeah. On Earth, it was that big. It was covering like a third of the Earth. This one great big chariot. Okay, and when you look at it, you can see how Ezra thought it might have been a mountain. Okay, because it was that huge. All right. Yep. Okay. Let me see. Well, that was a point there. That was it.
All right. So again, Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come. Maybe just
that's just wow.
Right. It says Isaiah 19:1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. It says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Yeah, the idols represent all your other gods that you worship. You know, it even represents all your stupid ass celebrities, which you consider, you idolize as celebrities. All them idols should be removed, man. You know, because basically anything worshiping anything other than the Lord is idolatry. All right, and you know when the Lord comes back, it's gonna be well known that those things were stupid idols that have no life in them, man. So that's gonna be done away with. All right. And what it say, Salah?
It says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence.
Yeah, it should be moved at his presence. All right, the Lord's going to destroy America and all its idols, and they're not going to do a goddamn thing to hold the Lord back because they don't there's no life in them. They should be removed at his presence because basically if they have power, then they can resist the Lord, right? No, they should be removed at his presence.
It says, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
And the heart of Egypt represents the mind of that Hebrew word meaning lob. The heart of Egypt should be what?
It says, shall melt in the midst of it.
Shall melt in the midst of it. So the minds of the people in Egypt, which is America, they're going to melt. Their minds going to melt in the midst of it. You know, meaning that the minds of you people out there, when the Lord comes back, is going to feel that pure anguish and pain. You won't be able to fathom what's going on, man. You're going to be fainting, dying, okay? Your hearts are going to melt.
Oh, it says, heart shall melt from fear.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning when the Lord returns, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to die from heart attacks.
That's in Isaiah, too.
Okay? From literal heart attacks. Once they see the glory and the fierceness and the anger of the Lord, you're gonna have a lot of you're gonna have people just drop dead from seeing a chariot.
Yeah, but
you know it's gonna be a real up close version, man. It's not gonna be no movie, no CGI. It's not gonna be something you see on the internet. It's gonna be up close and personal. Okay, and you're gonna have a lot of people that are just gonna drop dead from the presence of the Lord, man. All right, so it's gonna be a very dark and gloomy and scary time, especially for the ones that are on the Most High's hit list. Okay. All right.
I got a quick precept. As Isaiah chapter 19 verse 16, it says, "In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it."
Right, and the Lord of hosts is referring to Yahawashi. Okay, and it says it's funny how it refers to it's funny how it refers to the attribute of America as a woman, man, showing you that we're not equal.
Yeah, that's right.
If we're all equal and a woman is just as strong as a man, why is it saying you're going to be as America or Egypt is going to be likened onto a woman? Why? Because the characteristic of a woman when shit hits the fan is to be scared, man.
Yeah.
And that's how America is going to be. That's how the spirit of America and all over the earth is going to be once the Lord returns. They're going to act like women. They're going to be scared, man, because they're going to see the fierceness of the Lord's return. It's not going to be nice, right?
That was it.
Okay. I guess I can read verse 2. And it says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom."
Yeah. Sure. You know, and I just did a show on Civil War, and I think I saw you posted a show on that too, on that same subject. Looked like I think you just did. Basically, I did a show on Civil War.
Yeah, this week. Yeah.
And I see you did something too.
Yeah.
You know, and that's beautiful, man. Read that again. It said Egypt against Egypt.
Yeah, yep. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians."
Yeah, the Egyptians against the Egyptians. How are the Egyptians going to be against the Egyptians? Well, that means everybody in America, because America is Egypt, which the Egyptians against the Egyptians rub against America, which represents the Civil War.
Yep.
You know, and you can even use it on a bigger scale too. America against NATO. You know?
Yeah, because it says kingdoms also.
Yeah,
it says kingdom against kingdoms, man.
Okay.
That's Edomites against Edomites, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It said on a big scale, it said on a big scale, and then it said on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
It said cities and cities.
Yeah, so it covers everything, man. You know? That's why it says in the gospel, if Satan divided against Satan, how shall his kingdom fall? Or how shall his kingdom stand? America's on its way out, man. It's just that 2/3 of you niggas and spicks don't see it, man. But we see it. Okay, that's why the apostles, they're going into being a visionary. The prophets are visionaries, man, because they're able to see and believe the things that are written, the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. We see this. We can see this happening, man. Okay, with 2/3 of you of our people, okay, and you heathens, you don't have that vision to see it, okay, but we see it, and we it's tangible to us, man. You know, when it went to you, you literally have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, well,
You will. When the shit hits the fan, that's when it's
one.
gonna come in your mind. You're gonna be like, oh shit, all the stuff that those dudes and the justice were saying that we call crazy. Those Israelite guys, they were kind of, damn, it looked like they were right, man.
Yeah.
And then the Most High's gonna put you to death.
This is Psalms 110:3. It says, "Thy people should be willing in the day of thy power."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. So that was for the brother saying, yeah, because why? When that day finally comes, like we always say, which is the essence of this, man. Because look, if the Lord Yahawashi were to bring this out plainly and to show you things, yeah, you would believe, right? But if you want to say you love the Lord and believe in Him, He's doing all this by what? By not putting the obvious things in front of your face, all right? To make it that much harder for you to believe in His truth, okay? Which means you can't see it. But when you finally see the miracles, the spiritual power, men flying, men like Apostle Hart says, like I always remember. A man of the Lord getting his spiritual power and then knocking some soldier's head off, seeing his head fly across the street, you know, and then that's when you're going to believe, okay? Basically just seeing the power, all right? But it's going to be too late. Oh, men healing the sick and the blind, or healing the people with certain infirmities, waking up people from the dead, you know? Basically the great miracles that the Lord did when He was here, and the apostles. Okay. That was it on that.
Yeah. It says, I can keep going. It says, verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof.
Go back up again. Verse 2.
Verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother. And
race riots, you know, martial law, civil war, right? And Antifa against the patriot prayers, the rich against the poor, class wars, race wars, you know, whatever have you, man. Basically, civil unrest, okay, of people against the government, sedition amongst men, okay, or an insurrection, people rising up against their government.
Yeah.
So the Lord is just totally fucking up America. I mean, that's what proves that the prophecies are coming to pass, because if this place was all intact, there was no civil war, everybody was living in harmony, and there was no debt, and then we're bringing out these prophecies, then okay, we look like idiots.
Yeah.
But these things are happening, man.
Yep.
Which proves again the validity and the trueness of the scriptures, man. Of the spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahshai, and His name and His prophecies, man. Okay, because these things, what we're saying, you can't say they're not happening. All right.
Yep. It says, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor.
Yeah, they had to. We're just going over there in Portland with Antifa and the Patriot prayers. There was a guy rushed to the hospital because he got his head cracked, man. The protesting now is getting violent. People getting their head, their skulls bashed in. People spraying mace on each other, fighting in these protests. You know, physical fights. You know, it's getting real wild out there, man.
That's why it says, I guess we'll get it later or whatever, but it says, it's in the Ezra, it says, and the power shall be in their hand.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning it's going to get physical, man. You know? And it already is getting physical. I just remember the show I did that was on that was, there was two incidences where people saw a public figure, like a politician, in a restaurant, and they started cursing him out. And one dude, he got bold, and he grabbed he was eating some food, he grabbed his food and just threw it on the ground, man. To a politician, you know, showing you it's getting, you know, the people, they're starting to get upset, man, and it's going to turn physical. That's why I said they should not regard kings nor princes.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Yep. So it says, and everyone against the hand, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Cut. And that, these are all planned. We really, like I'm gonna start saying what Apostle Tar always says now, that you don't even need to break that down, man. That's clear. That's clear, man, and that's what's happening, man. So again, we're doing this through the fear of the Lord, to bring this truth out to you as the hopeful elect, and to doing the will of Heavenly Father to warn you of these prophecies, man. Because at the end of the day, it's just the last battle to the men in the know is battling ourselves in this flesh, trying, still getting right with the Lord, man, for the Lord to have mercy on that day. So to the men in the know who have a contrite spirit, not doing videos on speedboats, okay, we know this is about to come to pass, man. So we're, like Apostle said to the Spirit, like I always remember, is all this we're doing is fortifying our minds, making our minds strong for that day. Because that day is coming, man. That destruction is coming. All mayhem is coming. Where we have to be prepared through the Spirit. All right.
Yeah, I just keep.
You keep
so
going.
It says, verse 3: And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. Right, in the spirit of Egypt, because what's the spirit right now in America? Is to be all happy and to live in folly and to live in excess. Right, but that spirit is, because now every year, every holiday, the biggest holiday is what? Christmas and Thanksgiving. Every holiday is less and less festive.
Less and less,
the love of many shall wax cold. The Black Friday is always somebody dying and getting stampeded to death.
Stampede over.
Yeah, stampede for the goddamn big screen TV.
Yeah.
That's a floor model, by the way.
Yeah.
But so it says the spirit of Egypt shall fail. Each year, a motherfucker's family burned down in Christmas.
Yep.
So that spirit of America is starting to dwindle, man, because people are starting to realize how fucked up they are in this society, and it's not as prominent as it was before. People are working more hours, getting paid less money, the dollar's dropping, more jobs. They can't feed the family. There's more homeless people now. I think California has the most homeless people all over the country.
Yeah, California.
And the Bronx has the most, I think, in New York City.
Yeah, Bronx is pretty bad. Yeah,
there's a lot of homeless people, man.
Yeah, come on.
Right? It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
Yeah, read that again.
It says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols.
And they shall seek to the idols. So all these people, you're going to be going to the idols. You're going to be going to Jesus Christ. You're going to be going to your idols. You're going to be going to Buddha. You're going to be going to Allah. You're going to be going to the Mecca stone and the Quran.
Brother said shalom. Shalom.
Hey, shalom, Mark. Hey, Mosai Japah, shalom, Mark. They're going to be going to the idols, basically. Basically going to be going to your false gods, man.
And you niggas in purple Rangers, you're going to be going to Nate.
Yep.
But he ain't going to hang. He's going to be too busy on speedboats to keep telling you that everything's all good. Don't worry about anything.
Yeah.
But once these prophecies start happening, you best believe his congregation, they're gonna want some answers, man.
Yep.
Okay, and he's not gonna be able to provide it, because this whole fucking time he's been a fucking liar, man.
Because as a man of the Lord, he's supposed to warn you, man.
Warn the shepherd, man.
He's supposed to warn you guys, man. This guy's, you're supposed to bring out the whole truth. He ain't, number one, you ain't giving you the name. That's the biggest gripe Yahawashi has with you, man. And I'm gonna get on him, man. Yeah.
So it says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers.
Yeah, idols, to the charmers, which means your witches, your warlocks, so your soothsayers, so to speak.
Yep.
Your tarot card readers.
Yeah.
Your sorcerers.
Yep.
There's another word they call familiar spirits. There's another word. I think that's it. Yeah. So anyway, your tarot readers, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
You want to say that?
No, it says and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits,
okay,
and to the wizards.
Come on, see, I don't need to say nothing, man. Okay? Basically, to like it said, to your wizards, man. And what? Keep going.
In verse 4 it says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts.
Okay, it's going to something else
I
now.
believe I believe they were saying that could be Trump, man. A cool
Yeah,
Lord, you know. I believe
well,
the apostle said that could be Trump, man.
well, cotton is, yeah, it's talking about their their situation now,
Yeah,
you know.
because I read it again. It says,
Hmm.
"And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord."
Yeah, that is talking about
You know,
Trump, man.
you know.
Because what's he doing? Here it is. He's lying to the people, saying he's coming to make America great again. But nah, man,
Nah.
he's doing the actual opposite.
Yeah.
That's all a slogan to put you guys further into sleep.
Mhm.
But Trump is set up from the elites, the international bankers or the Zionists, whatever you want to call them. He's set up to bring down. He's set up as a distraction. Number one, to bring down America. You know, he's set up to go to conflict with all the other nations. That's why you have America going down. That's why you have what's he doing? Setting up sanctions, putting tariffs on China,
Mhm.
putting sanctions on Russia, which is destroying further destroying the American economy.
Mhm.
You have Venezuela. They just denounced the dollar. I mean, completely. They officially denounced the dollar, man.
Because it's going down the toilet, man. You
Huh.
know, America, its dollar, its system, is everything. America is why it's all prophesied, man. Showing you that these prophecies are true.
Yeah, you can't deny that.
Yeah.
Who's out there going to argue against that?
Yep.
And who's out there going to argue to say you can't bring this up?
Mhm.
The debt and the destruction of America is in the scriptures, man.
It says, I guess that was it, because we got the spirit changed a little bit on the video.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, well, yeah.
That's the spirit.
Well, I mean, that's all the signs of the Lord come back
Right,
anyway.
right,
you know?
right. Yeah, yeah. True.
You know.
True.
I mean, I guess we'll finish up soon. You know.
Yeah. So, let me get this, because this is I'll get this. This is Isaiah 65, verse 15. It says, "For the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his." So there, just break that down. It's speaking about the Lord's return right here, man. Okay, or if this is not the Lord, who is it speaking about? It says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind." So it also tells you in Luke 12:49, I come to bring fire. What if it already be kindled? Meaning the Lord is going to come with a lot of fire, a lot of death. Okay, but that spirit is already going to be in the midst. Meaning there's already going to be a lot of fire and chaos and death happening in the world.
Yeah, I mean the fire already started. That's why I said to be already kindled.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. It says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind." And it's going to explain why the Lord is going to come in that fashion. It says, "To render his anger with fury."
Yeah, and render means to please.
Yeah.
Or to satisfy.
Yep. Yep. Well, to fix also. To fix.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Fix, yeah.
It says to render his anger with fury. So he's going to fix. He's going to, what was the other words?
Please, satisfy.
He's going to please. He's going to satisfy his anger with fury, man. Okay? With fury. And you best believe the Lord has a lot of fury. He's got 2,000 years of fury, man. 2 days for him, but in the planet Earth, he's got 2,000 years built up of fury that he's going to have to release. Okay?
Yeah, you got Esau, depicting him, first of all, the Heavenly Father, and himself as inferior, leopard skin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, destroying the earth, destroying his people.
Yep.
Destroying his name. So yes, the Lord's very angry, man. All the lies that's going all up and down the world, man.
Yep. It says, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Okay? Meaning he's going to come and bring heat. Okay? Literally and metaphorically. Alright? With those chariots, man. Because that's in the fashion he's going to return. He's going to come not by himself. He's going to come with the angels and they're going to do a lot of damage, a lot of death. Right? It says, "For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Lord shall be many." Okay? This is going to be, like I said, I'm not saying words that are out of my own head. Okay? I'm referring to the scriptures, man. So if you didn't believe me what I said, here's the scripture right here. It proves the Lord is going to be responsible for a lot of death.
That's what they call the Lord in the Revelation. He's a grand reaper.
Yep.
I was reading Revelation. It says the harvest is the plenteous or something. Harvest is ripe and plenteous.
Mm-hmm.
John said he saw the one angel come down, put his sickle down.
Mm-hmm.
Then John saw another angel put his sickle down,
Mm-hmm.
and another angel screamed and said, "The harvest is ripe. Keep treading, keep reaping, you know." So they're out there to do basically a lot of killing, a lot of death, and that's what you people don't understand, man. That for in order for the Lord to come back and claim His throne, and I always use this as an analogy, like because that's what the Lord did. Always use analogy and parables, well, analogies, is to what when you first move into an apartment, right? And let's say you want to what do? You exterminate. Let's say you have roaches and rats, whatever. You exterminate the house, before you move in. You exterminate from roaches and mice before you move in. So the same thing with this planet Earth, man. Before the Lord comes back, He's exterminating the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
So He has to get rid of all the wicked and just exterminate them to build the kingdom on earth.
Yep.
Because He's what's the word? I can't say it right. Renovating. Can't say it right. Renovating. The Lord's renovating the earth, and it starts with the destruction of America, the downfall of the 2/3, and so on and so forth, man. So that's what that's, I don't know what's so hard to understand about that.
And then he's gonna reserve a few of them to be what? Laborers, man.
Yeah. Start with you Rothschilds, man. You will not be destroyed, man. You Rothschilds, Rockefellers, no matter what you do, what you think you're gonna do, man, best believe you will survive, because they're gonna try to
about that.
And because it comes a point like, damn, they're gonna know they lost it. They're gonna try to kill themselves. Then you're gonna try to kill yourself before the Lord puts His hand around your neck. The Lord's gonna come after you, you elites, man. You Rothschilds, man. All right, you Rothschilds, Rockefellers. All right, all you rich families, the Lord's coming for you, man. You're gonna seek death. You're gonna seek death. You're not gonna get it.
GMS watch and pray.
Hey, show him Mark.
Okay, so let me finish.
Show him Mark.
It says, for by fire and by sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Yeah, man. I mean, the slain of the Lord shall be many. Once again, I don't have to break that down. Again, the Lord's coming back here to claim His throne on earth, to make His name known from the power of Yahweh, and to exterminate the wicked before He moves into His on planet Earth, man. Very simple. All right. So that's why it says the slain of the what?
The slain of the Lord.
Yeah, the slain. See, it said the slain of the Lord. So that means the Lord's going to be killing, man, not marching. Okay, not marching. IUIC. The slain of the Lord. The slain of the Lord shall be many. Shall be many. Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. Okay. Yeah, I got some. And then I finish. Then you get the last group we'll have is Romans 13.
Yeah. 3. 11.
Yeah. Let me believe. This 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, shall I read? Verse 16, it says, "For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven with a shout." We always bring this out, okay? Because why? It's going to happen in this prophecy. "For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High." Like we always bring out, like the movie War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. You have these UFOs in the movie made a great sound when they made their appearance, man. The same thing is going to happen when the Lord comes back. That great trump. All right. So it says, "For the Lord Himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Yahawashi shall rise first. All right. Then which we are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord." So yeah, the dead of the Lord, which are the martyrs, right? Which we went into the word martyrs. I did a show on it. We did shows on it. Talk about martyr means witness, which means basically the men of the Lord, the men that witness the spirit of Yahawashi Mashai from the beginning. Okay, the true believers of Yahawashi Mashai. All right. So it says they should rise first. Okay. Then also says it says, yeah, they which are alive shall remain. Basically being caught together with the Lord in the cloud, and then basically seeing the Lord's comeback. I'm sorry, but the point is that verse 16, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet of Most High. Okay? That was it for that. Okay, that was it for that one.
Yeah, good.
Okay, you got that one down.
So, this is Romans 13, verse 11. It says, and that, knowing the time, that now is high time to wake out of sleep.
Yeah, so this is the whole essence of a prophet, man. You know, is to what? To wake the elect men of Yahawashi, to wake up the sheep of our shepherd, our Lord Yahawashi, to feed the pasture. You know what I mean? This is the whole our duty. You know. So again,
it says, and that knowing the time.
Yeah, knowing the time.
That now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Yeah, what time is it? Well, it's to wake out of sleep, meaning to wake up. Wake up to who you are. Wake up to our power. All right, number one, the power of the nation of Israel, which is Yahawashi, and wake up to his name. Okay, that's how you wake up. That's why IUIC. All right, you don't got it, man. Christ is not the name. You ain't awoke if you don't got the name. Simple as that. I'm not going to go in too much in that. It's just very simple. So it's high time to wake out of sleep, and you got to wake up by the name, or you're not awake. And if you do got the name, because Scripture do say, Lord, Lord, I was doing your works in that day, right, at the Matthew 7th chapter, right? But even if you do got the name, faith without works is dead. So if you're not doing the works, you're not doing your job to wake up the elect. You're done for too. Okay, so look.
It says, and that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Yeah, so now is our salvation nearer than we believed. Okay, so our salvation is none other than Yahawashi, our big brother, our deliverer, Yahawashi. Okay, and he's our deliverer, is going to deliver the elect. And, we know. The elect know, the hopeful elect know, we know we're right in that time. Okay? We're right in that time. So, you can't say it enough. You know, that's why Scripture said we got to endure to the end and keep bringing this truth out, man. You know, and again, we at that time, and just pray for the elect, pray for the deceased brothers to endure what's going to happen in the near future, man, and to keep pushing, you know. That's our message, man, through the Spirit of Yahawashi, that the Lord is coming back, and we see it happening, man. The hell with these other camps, they're going to receive their destruction. Hey, the 2/3 have to go down, man. That's prophecy. There is the 2/3 of Israel has to go down, because that's prophecy, man. So you're going to have your scoffers, you're going to have people who talk shit against you, you know what I mean? But this is all the signs of the Lord's comeback, and that's going to happen, which is right now. We're in that time. That was it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so yeah, with that, that's the show. Like we said, the Lord is going to make an appearance very soon, and by carrying off the spirit of Apostle Ramlop, that there's going to be many more chariot sightings. Maybe more spiritual things happening, and as time goes on, So with that, we're going to show on that. All praise to Yahweh by Shimon Yahawashi, by Shimon Crawford Dush. Double honors to our apostles and our big brothers, the elders of GMS. And salutations to all you brothers out there preaching His word in sincerity and truth. In the true name of Yahweh by Shimon Shai. All right, see you in the next show. Shalom.